All right, fellas, it's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. One of the games of the week, this Baltimore against Kansas City game, talked up. Of course, we got Earl Thomas saying he's going to limit the deep throws. But breaking into this film, I think one of the things the Chiefs did really well is they were smart with their formations and how they set up the defense to run the rock. So some of the things that the Chiefs do and the Patriots do as well, and is they set up formations throughout a game, and then they build plays off of that, and they build their setup plays off of that. So in this situation, right, we've got essentially 12 personnel, one back, two tight ends. We're going to motion a receiver across the formation, and that's going to bring a corner. Now that tells the offensive coordinator what they're running, right, and it tells the quarterback what they're running, right. In this situation, it's basically cover one man, which isn't too crazy to figure out to begin with. But what they're going to run off of this is power, but it's essentially the way they run it. It's kind of like counter. So we're getting an over front to the strength, right? Here's our three tech. Here's our edge defender. Our corners playing up on the point man. We also have our backside edge defender and our two backers in the box, okay? Now, when you play Kansas City, they kind of force you to consistently stay in a nickel defense because of how well they throw the football. But in this situation, they really take advantage of running the rock, right? Because of your personnel. So all that we're going to see is a really simple, it's run like power, but it's essentially how people run counter, right? So what we're going to get is a down block working up to, I believe this tackle works to the backside, the backside inside backer of the mic. No, he works to 40. Really good job here. This is actually a good coaching point for anybody watching who might play. So counter is essentially a gap scheme play. So he's responsible for this gap. So he's going to come up and fill this gap. This tackle does a great job working and taking 40 out of the play here. Not right, working up to his upfield shoulder and just kind of working him into this gap. We're going to get a down block from our guard, a down block from our center, a backside hinge from our tackle. We're going to pull and kick out with our guard over here, and then we're going to work around with our H or Y, whichever they determine this guy as. And he's going to work to pick up this backside inside backer. Watch as we work here. Great job on the kick out. Really good job by 81 working up to that upfield shoulder. That's the important part of this, okay? 81 does a really good job working around with this block and leading up on 48's upfield shoulder, who kind of could get lost in the mix, right? But he works up to that upfield shoulder. LaShawn McCoy's got enough speed to break this thing to the outside, and they pick up a big first down. Now, situationally, it's 6-0 Ravens. I think some teams tend to panic when they get in this position when they're down against an undefeated team or a team that's pretty good. Kansas City sticks to their guns. They run the rock on first down and pick up a good game. A really good way to respond to a big touchdown drive from the Ravens. All right, fellas, a quick two plays later here. We got second down and 10. Chiefs emptying out the formation, 5 wide, right? And all that we're going to get from the Ravens, and this is important because coverage-wise, we need to know what's going on. We're going to get a really simple cover one, okay? We're backing off on the number ones, giving number 2 some space. I believe that's Hardman. We all know he's a burner. And all that we're going to get is verticals, right? We're just getting verts. Basically, out of everyone, Sammy Watkins, number 2 on the bottom here, is going to run a quick out route. But all that's going to happen and what's going on with this route combination is when you're running cover one like this, there's going to be basically a hole that opens up in between the middle of the field player at the bottom and the middle of the field player at the top, right? He's taken these 52 and a half yards in between the sidelines, okay? That's a lot to cover. So you're really trying to force these guys, the outside guys, to be towards the sideline and give you an extra defender, right? Kelsey does a really good job working over the top of this middle of the field player, stemming his route vertically and then breaking this thing off to the sidelines. And look, 15 knows exactly where he's going because this ball's out before he's even out of his break. Really good job by the Chiefs offense on this one, but specifically Kelsey and Mahomes. Okay, watch again how Kelsey's working. He works upfield, really tries to stem this thing. Now that's going to do two things. It's going to give you separation between this middle of the field player, and it's going to create friction right here with the defensive back who's on your hip. Then when you break this thing to the sidelines, that's where you get that separation, right? And then the rest of it's just him being a big boy, going up and catching this football at a high point. Great job from 15, putting this ball where nobody else can get it. Again, big-time conversion, and this is the heart of this Chiefs offense, right, is being able to work and pick up big gains whenever they can get them, right? They're a quick strike offense, but they can also run the rock. Really good job by 75 on this. Really quickly, O-line wise, this is a great job beating your man to a point. Check out his kick steps on this, and he's not working out, right? He's working back. This is huge. Okay, he's working back, beating 45 to a point, sitting on that bull rush. That is an outstanding rep. This is the same guy last week who got worked on that wide zone, and look at how much better he looks right here, right? Great job kicking back. He's not kicking out to meet the man. He's kicking back, beating him at a point, sitting on the bull rush. Outstanding job by the offensive lineman there. Sorry when we went off on a tangent, but again, that's what this the heart of this Chiefs offense is, that quick strike and waiting for you to make a mistake in your coverages. All right, fellas, 3rd down and 2 here. And again, why I'm putting this in is because of the formation, right? Same formation that we saw at the beginning of this drive that the Chiefs were running counter out of. In that situation, they had the back on this side. Now, important because watch what they do off right before the snap here. They're going to motion this back to the other side. Now, all that we're going to get, right? And again, it's cover one. We know it's cover one. They haven't really shown anything other than that. We're also inside the 20, so it's going to be either cover one or cover two, or really a Tampa 2, right? But we know that in this situation, it's more than likely going to be cover 1. So we're really basically going to get a pick route, okay? 87 is going to work up, and that's just straight up a block. 81's doing a really good job working upfield here and kind of reinforcing that and also trying to widen this backer's path to this back, right? Really good job on this play. It's a pick play, yes, but you know what? It gets the job done, okay? And that's the bottom line here. We motion that guy across, and again, you're just beating a man to a point on this. Really good job from 15 getting that ball off. 31 getting the first down. Nothing super, superhero-esque here. Nothing extraordinary. Just really simple football, and really good 3rd down call. It's effective. It's going to work every time, and your guys are running the right routes and doing the right things. It'll be clean. It'll be legal, and it's an easy first down for Kansas City. All right, fellas, the Demarcus Robinson touchdown. Inside the 20, like I said before, defenses are only going to run cover 1 or they're going to run cover 2 with a backer deep, which is Tampa 2. Yeah, you'll see some stuff other times, but most of the other zone coverages that you'll run this tight, they're going to leave stuff open underneath, which leads to yards after the catch, which is possible touchdowns, right? So all that we're going to get out of this is really cover 1 right here. Now, the difference between this is that you've got guys with different responsibilities. So Earl Thomas, right, the guy who's talking smack, and I don't mean to point him out. I just hate it when people do that, and I just thought it was an ignorant statement to make because there's no way you're going to cover the entire backfield with Mahomes as quarterback. But what you're going to do, motion Kelsey from right to left, right, that's going to bring a safety down. Now you pretty much know, okay, it's going to be cover 2. What they did on this, and the reason why it works, is because they bring heat with this nickel cornerback, right? Which means that we have to look out here with our safety, and then we have to have a backer who's going to be on Kelsey, right? Now, when we stem this route, right, inside here, it's going to bring safety help, which means that we now have the flat with this corner, okay? But we end up putting these 2 guys in a blender, right? Because now we have 2 guys dedicated here, and we have a corner alone on 11 who's going to. And 11 does a great job stemming this route in, running the old post corner inside the 20. Love it. He stems that route in and then works back out to that corner. And again, just a heroic effort making this catch. Really good ball from Mahomes. Obviously, I think that it was a little outside of 11's wheelhouse, but he goes up and makes the catch, and that's why the Chiefs are the Chiefs, man. But again, just so we know coverage-wise, bringing heat, which means that we're going to stem out to 14 with that safety. Really good post corner from 11. Kelsey coming to the flat. We actually have Sammy Watkins open on this as well. There's a number of ways you could have gone with it. But hey, 15 is all about making the big boy throw. So again, easy touchdown from not easy, but a schematically solid play from the Chiefs, and it ends up being 6 points for them, putting them up, I believe puts them up 14-6 on the Ravens at home. Again, we're seeing this formation from the Chiefs, right? This 12 personnel look. Ravens really are sticking to their guns with how they're running against this formation. The one thing that they do a little bit differently is they're going to squeeze this guy in a little bit before. I believe he was outside shoulder of this tight end. We're getting that corner pressed up on the point man, but all we're going to get out of this is power, okay? And some of the things that I love about how the Chiefs run their offense is the way they run the way they run the rock is still like smash mouth football, and that's what I love about it, right? We're getting, it's first down and 10 on your own 4, right? This is a tough down. There's 4 minutes, 27 seconds left in the half. This is one of those calls that can really swing the game. Right, we're under 5 minutes to go in the second half. You're pinned inside your own 5. This is a situation where offensive coordinators who don't do a great job, I think, panic in this situation and try to go with their quick game. But no, Kansas City goes to what they know. We know what kind of front we're going to get out of this. We know we're going to be able to run the rock, and that's exactly what they do. So we can see here, 81, who had a really good game blocking, does a great job working up and inside of this edge defender, okay? We're going to get a really physical double team with these two cats, and this backer is going to suck up on this thing, and this is where we start to gain yardage on this play before the ball's even handed off, right? That backer's up. Really good job by this right tackle working and taking that double team over. But again, this backer kind of screws himself because of how close he gets to the line of scrimmage in this situation, right? He sees run, he triggers. Really good job here by this guard working around and working to pick up this backer. And we have to understand now with power that as a puller, you have a backer that you're responsible for. You're going to be responsible as the pulling guard in most situations with power for the mic. Okay, these two are working their combo to the backside backer. So even though that backer is there, right, if this dude can, he'll come off, but that's not how they run their double team. He's taking over this down block. That's his. That combo is working to 41. 77 does a great job working and just hugging up on that guy. And then the thing that I love the most about this is 25's run. Okay, he runs right through that A gap and picks up a big 9 yards. And one of the things with power that I was told when I was getting taught how to coach power is that there's a vortex that opens up in this A gap, right? And the A gap moves, you have this guard pull, and your vortex opens up right here, okay? And it sounds funny, it's kind of stupid, but it's true. And I don't understand why, but every single time in power, even if there's nothing there, you can squeeze through this A gap and pick up yardage. Okay, McCoy does exactly how he's coached. He keeps power A-gap. You're never supposed to bounce power because you got no help out there. He keeps power A-gap. He picks up a good 9 yards, and now the Chiefs have some room to work, and they're working on that drive. So, again, it's just the little things, and it's how they're starting their drives with their play calling. Yeah, we're in horrible field position, but we're going to stick with our power. We're going to stick with our guns on this. So, again, love the Chiefs play calling in this situation. Love how they block it. Really physical, really good job by the Kansas City offensive line here, and a great 9-yard gain from LaShawn McCoy. All right, fellas, the McCole Hardman touchdown. What we're going to get out of this and why I think this coverage just gets absolutely annihilated. So we motion this guy in from number 2 to number 3 on this, and that's going to put these two cats in a bind as far as communications go. He's supposed to be in between number 2 and number 3. Excuse me. In between number 2 and number 3 out here. But once he moves in, now he bumps in a little bit, right? Now, I believe the Ravens are in cover 4 here, just by the way they drop and by the way this nickel corner drops. Okay, so in cover 4, right, you have your corner, your two safeties, and then your other corner who are they're all running into deep quarters, basically, right? Now, 26, he's supposed to stay underneath on these and rally to anything underneath, okay? Earl Thomas here, the guy who was talking all the smack, we're going to eliminate that deep ball. He gets caught up with this curl right in the middle by number 3, right? Now, I believe that he's supposed to be dropping back into that quarters look. Okay, but because we run Sammy Watkins in on that short motion, it's going to take care of 2 defenders here, right? This backer is supposed to stay in front of number 3. Number 3 runs underneath him. So now that safety, ideally, I guess, should come up. But that leaves a gigantic hole in the coverage and a nice easy ball from 15, man. You see the Chiefs do this all the times where they're putting safeties in a bind. Okay, now I'm not 100% on how the coverage should look in this. I do think it's cover 4. If that's the case, then it's Earl Thomas. If it's cover 3, then it's this other safety who should rock over here. But again, 15 had his choice on this because he could have hit Kelsey on this double move, this out and up. But again, McCole Hardman is just wide open on this. I'm not 100% sure where the coverage bust is. I do think it's cover 4, so I think it's on Earl Thomas. I don't think he should have run up and covered this corner. If it's cover 4, then you just kind of have to stay back and rally to anything underneath. But this is the last thing you want to have happen, right? But again, Chiefs put him in a bind. They're able to convert on this, and number 17 can fly, man. So again, and going back to the play before this, it's all connected, right? If the Chiefs panic and they're trying to go quick game on that 1st and 10, maybe they're in 2nd and 10 after that. Now you're even more handcuffed as an offensive coordinator. They stuck around the rock on 1st down. They put the Ravens in a bind with how they lined up their front, and then they take their shots, right? This is a great job. Great job by Kansas City offensive staff of putting the Ravens in a bind and really finding where they were lacking with their coverage. Okay, fellas, I do kind of want to point out what was going on with the Chiefs defensively and especially going up against this running game. What the Ravens are doing in this situation and what they did throughout the game is they were killing them with wide zone. So they bring a man in motion across the formation. That's going to back a safety off over here and bring a man in the box on this side. What they do to mess with the linebackers on this wide zone is they send a wham motion across the formation, which makes it look like inside zone. But also, since it's 8 back here in the backfield, you have to look out for any boot run action, right? So you have to look out for any of that. He boots across. These linebackers are seeing that wham, and it's going to make them hesitate. You guys can see already. Look where the line is, and look where these two backers are. Right? Yes, we have a safety who's up in the box, but now instead of having a linebacker there, right, we have an offensive lineman who's working on this safety. So again, watch how this thing works out, right? We're going to get this wham action across. This is essentially weak side wide zone, which I've been saying for the last couple of videos. That's where teams are running the hell out of the rock right now. So what we're going to get here is our tackle is going to work out on this defensive end, and all he's trying to do is widen this edge and push this guy out to the sideline, okay? These two offensive linemen, our right guard and our center, are going to combo up, but instead of comboing up to this backer, they're working up to this safety. And the reason why this wham action keeps everybody in nice and tight instead of them flowing across, now our backside guard has a chance to work up to that backer. Right? Really good play design here from the Ravens, but also just great execution by this offensive line. Okay, so just one more time in full speed, we see this wham action freezes the backers, and then we see this combo works up to that safety. They actually run around. That's really difficult to do. So what they do on this, just again, so I can explain, this guard is going to take this defensive tackle, and the center is actually going to loop around on this and work up to that safety. Some teams run their wide zones like this, right? Really good job by 68 working out on that safety. And again, we're off to the races with 21. But that's what was going on with this wide zone, okay? I don't want to dive in too much to what the Ravens were doing offensively, but again, they were just killing them with this wide zone, and this is why they do a lot of misdirection. It freezes these backers, and it forces guys to prepare for this boot action with Lamar. And again, really good job executing by our offensive line, and again, finishing by Mark Ingram. All right, fellas, it's not a Chiefs video unless I'm talking about some screens in the red zone. Good job motioning across the formation here with 17. All you're doing is checking, making sure that it's man coverage, okay? You fake that wide zone, and again, with this motion across the formation, now it looks like it's going to be a boot from Mahomes. We're going to get our flat here. We're going to stress the field vertically with 14, and then maybe 87 leaks out here. But what we do is we fake that, and Mahomes is just looking over this way. There's nothing over here that's boot action. McCoy does a great job squeezing through this thing, and again, it's the play calling. It's good execution by 77 working out here. You can see that he loses his block a little bit right there. But again, this is the play calling that's setting this thing up. And of course, the finish from LaShawn McCoy. Thank God I started him in fantasy this week. Little feather in my cap there. But again, guys, it's the play calling in the red zone that's what's so incredible about this offense, right? You have everybody on this defense thinking one of two things. Number one, boot action or a wide zone. Okay, because the Chiefs have run wide zone out of this before too. You set it up like boot, you give that fake, Mahomes just stares, everything clears up because this defense is chomping at the bit to get upfield and get a pass rush. Easy throw from 15, and then 25 finishes this thing off. That's a big time touchdown, man. The game's 23-13 at this point, and you need to convert here. 3 points is helpful, but it doesn't do it justice, right? You want to score, you want to put this thing away. So great play calling here from Kansas City, great execution from this offensive line. We'll take a look at this thing from the end zone. 77's the guy who gets out. There's one other offensive lineman. But again, really good job just working out, taking a hold of somebody who you know is going to be trouble, kicking him out, and then 62. Keep working upfield, man. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Toughest thing to do as an offensive lineman is screens, I believe. One of the harder things. Either linemen know what they're doing or they don't. So 62 gets lost a little bit here, but he makes a big-time block on the game-sealing screen, which we'll take a look at here. All right, fellas, a big-time play to Kansas City on this. They're going to motion Kelsey across the formation, and they're just going to run wide zone. Okay, first down and 10, ball's on the 25. Right after a Ravens score, it's 22-30. You need a drive here, and this is exactly this play is art. This play is absolutely art to me. So what we're going to get is wide zone, right? This combo between 71 and 87 is absolutely beautiful. Okay, Kelsey does a good job locking up. We know defenders looking into the backfield. 71's working, but see the patience on this? See how he's not attacking right away? He's being patient with it. Kelsey is now working vertically because this defender is trying to play the run. He's trying to, in a sense, keep this gap, right? Which gives 71 enough time, but all as we're doing this, we're working upfield. This block is now happening 4 or 5 yards upfield. 71 does a great job working up there. Now Kelsey, who's just kind of floated with this guy 4 yards upfield, is going to work up to a safety. And unfortunately, it looks like he falls, but he ends up throwing a cut, and it's effective. It's exactly what you want. So a beautiful combination out of these two right here. Our center and guard, right? Really good job just shuffling over. Okay, and this can get really hairy sometimes for offensive linemen with their combos. It really can, okay? Really good job shuffling by both of these guys and letting the defender come to them. Okay, outstanding job on this wide zone, right? 76 shuffles over. This dude works back. He does a good job staying home, right? Not creating a gap for this guy to then rocker back through, but then his eyes are up on this backer and he works up and gets right to his play side shoulder. I mean, just an outstanding job executing by this Kansas City Chiefs team, taking all of the momentum away from the Ravens and really putting the nail in the coffin. Not quite yet, but, setting another nail in place, right? This is a great job by this Chiefs. I could watch this play all day. All day. Just the combination between Kelsey and 71. That's a great job. Look at the patience, getting upfield, right? And then 31 just turning on the jets and getting loose on this thing. Outstanding job by the Chiefs on this, and one of the reasons why they were able to put this game away. All right, fellas, the play of the game here. A quick fake tunnel screen over here to the left, and then we're going to get, of course, the action out of the back and the screen to the right. But again, it's the patience, it's the timing, it's everything. And then the biggest block on this play is made by number 62, the center. And this is, like I said, this is the nail in the coffin to end this thing, right? Watch 62 on this play. Great timing out of this offensive line, okay, by the center and both of the guards. Really good job working out, but watch 62 on this, right? 31 makes the catch. He's looking upfield to start, and he's got nothing. So what he does is he keeps moving and works his eyes back to this defender. There's only one dude who can make this play, and it's this cat right here. And 62 just squashes that thing, and 31's off for a big-time first down to seal this play. Outstanding job by 62 on this, the timing, working out, his eyes going upfield to back. It's so hard to get offensive linemen to look on screens and look. First off, we're looking out to kick out, then we look upfield, then we look back to seal. 62 does all three of those on this. He sees a threat working back to seal and does a great job just getting his shoulder pad in there, and 31 does the rest of the work. Just a great job on this play. And again, the execution like this is why the Chiefs end up not rolling a team like the Ravens, but beating them when it matters, right? These are plays that count towards the win. And it sounds stupid because it's like, yeah, every play counts towards the win. But there's crucial plays in every game that are going to determine whether you win or lose, and this is one of them. So, again, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm the Hook Cam. I had a ton of fun breaking down this game. I was looking forward to it all week. So if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like, hit that subscribe button. It's really helping the channel grow. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. And that's all I got for today, and I'll see you guys next time.